everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2021. Time is 5:33 p.m. Yes, you know what time it is. I don't even have to tell you. Okay, so we're starting a new series called the Blue Zero Hero Perverts. So what I did in my free time today, not too long ago as a matter of fact, I Googled cop charged child sexual abuse, something along the nature of that. And I put 2021, so I would get up stuff that's from 2021, and lo and behold, a couple stories came up. So rather than making an individual story video of each one of these, I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring up the stories and do each one real quick, and I'll add my 2 cents into it. And after that, you can add your 2 cents in the comments section. I'll give you the links and everything, so if you want to go read the whole stories, you're more than welcome to do that. But this is something I'm going to start doing, because one of the things I learned, as I explained to another video, that I talked to a New Jersey state trooper the other day, and he said to me, I was not aware of all these things going on. Well, of course, nobody's aware all these things are going on unless you happen to live in that particular area where the story is of importance. And you can't rely on the Blue Zero Heroes to tell you about it, because we all know there's a code of silence. So I'm going to start doing these stories from other areas, not just New Jersey, but from other areas, so we can start exposing and everybody can see what is going on and what it is that they're doing all the time. Because, as you know, the bootlickers out there are all telling you and I how great they are and how we should feel lucky and feel special and be thankful for their service, because, you know, they keep telling us they're risking their lives protecting us. But what I've learned is they're risking our lives as they're out there protecting and serving. Okay, so first video up. Okay, this is reported on KSAT.com, and it reads as follows. Cop in training faces child pornography charges after being arrested at San Antonio Law Enforcement Academy. This guy didn't even make it out of the academy, and he's already pulling a taffy and having fun with child pornography. And there it is, right there. There's his face. Look at him. Look at that fine, upstanding young man. I'm sure he's off. He had plans of being off to a good career of being a police officer. Oops, that's not going to happen now. All right, let's find out. This is reported on March 11th. And let me get the glasses, because I'm having problems reading. It's small print. And this came out of Texas, and in San Antonio, Texas, Atascosa County. An Atascosa County man training in San Antonio to become a police officer faces multiple felony child pornography charges after being taken into custody last week. Sheriff David Sauer confirmed Thursday. Armando Vidales, Vidales Jr., 23, faces 2 counts of possession with intent to promote child pornography, both of which are second-degree felonies, Sauer said. Now, he's 23 years old. I've been saying this for a while now, that there should be, police officers, you should not be able to become a police officer until the age of 30, because 20s is too young, and a lot of these cops are getting in trouble because they're in their 20s. The charges stem from a warrant executed March 5th at a home in Poteet by the Texas Attorney General's Office Criminals Investigative Division. Vidales was later taken into custody at San Antonio Law Enforcement Academy. Sauer said Thursday he was not sure which academy, blah, blah, blah. Vidales was booked into the Atascosa County Jail, and his bonds were set at $160,000. Oh, that's a lot of money, honey. Oh, he was released on bond Wednesday, so I guess he came up with 10%. That would be, $16,000? On bond Wednesday, and as part of his release from jail, he's required to wear a GPS monitoring device, avoid all contact with people under the age of 18, and he cannot go within 100 yards of any school, church, or playground. Okay, on to the next story. This story is reported in the Mercury News, and this is from California, and it reads as follows. California cop arrested on suspicion of possessing child pornography. And this was reported, came out on or about February 11th, 2021. And here's a picture of it right there. Let's find out. A Long Beach police officer was arrested on suspicion of possessing child pornography on Wednesday, February 10th, officials said, and was suspended without pay pending the outcome of multiple investigations. Anthony Mark Brown, 56, has been a Long Beach police officer for 26 years and was arrested while on duty, police said in a statement. 26 years! You know what that means, folks? If he doesn't secure a little sweetheart deal, guess what's going to happen to his pension? That's right. Right down the toilet. Let's flush the toilet. Yeah, that's where his pension's going. Dumb. Very dumb. You're giving into your sexual urges, risk your pension. You just screwed up your whole life. You're 56. You just screwed up. The only money you're going to see is maybe you can get back your contribution to your pension. He was booked on suspicion of felony possession of child pornography and is being held on $20,000 bail at the Signal Hill Jail, according to police and inmate records. Anthony Mark Brown, 56, has been a Long Beach for 26 years. Booked on. Brown's arrest was in connection to a tip that police received about a possible online crime against a child in May, the statement said. When the actions of an individual employee erode the values, oh, here we go, more bullshit. They must be held accountable, acting chief. Yeah, well, they may be held accountable, but they always end up getting sweetheart deals, don't they, people? Who's here in New Jersey, they do. Okay, what else said? Habits is acting as chief. But Luna was taken to hospital for minor reasons. If the allegations are true, he said there can be no excuse for this disgusting crime. The union will not. This is interesting. And I'm glad to see this. The union will not be providing legal defense for Brown. He said Brown has most recently been assigned to work at the Long Beach airport where he was arrested. How embarrassing is that? You're on the job at the airport. You got your uniform, your badge, your gun. You know, you're looking all spiffy out there, all authoritative. And all of a sudden, your fellow gang members come up and tell you to turn around and put your hands behind your back. I wonder if they picked him up and threw him to the ground and then all piled on top of him like he's the quarterback with the football. Probably not. A search warrant was also executed at Brown's home in Lakewood. Brown's suspension was pending the outcome of both criminal and internal affairs. Okay, on to the next story. This story is reported on the Baltimore Sun. That's BaltimoreSun.com. Baltimore SWAT officer from Harford County faces... Hold on a second, get these stupid pop-ups. Baltimore SWAT officer from Harford County faces federal child pornography charges. This is reported March 1st, 2021. And let's see what it has to say. Federal prosecutors have charged a Baltimore police SWAT officer with possession and production of child pornography, alleging they uncovered videos and images as well as evidence indicating he had access to a site where such content is exchanged for cryptocurrency. So he's buying it. It's bad enough it's getting it for free, but he's buying it. That's worse than getting it for free. If you... I mean, neither one of them is good, but one is worse than the other. You're paying for it. Donald Hildebrandt, 51, was first arrested last fall after members of the Harford County Child Advocacy Center were told that Hildebrandt had assaulted a minor. Oh, jeez. Additional evidence, including that Hildebrandt possessed the address of a website described as a safe zone for pedo folks. Gee, you think the FBI started that one? Was uncovered after a search warrant was executed at his Bel Air residence, according to the court documents. Oh my goodness. It's just... Hold on, I gotta click something here to get to the next story. Oh, here we go. He was ordered detained pending trial in state court, but remains employed with the Baltimore Police Department, suspended without pay per state law after seizing Hildebrandt's electronic devices. Prosecutors say a forensic examiner decrypted a file found on Hildebrandt's laptop computer and discovered videos allegedly documenting the sexual abuse of minor female. Boy, I tell you, it's violence against females. Another nearly 3-hour-long video discovered on Hildebrandt's laptop depicted a compilation of multiple instances of child sexual abuse, according to charges. Additionally, over 100 still shots believed to be derived from covert video recordings allegedly taken by Hildebrandt were uncovered by investigators, prosecutors said. In January 2021, a witness informed investigators that Hildebrandt had reset his tablet. Prosecutors say forensic review of the thing said blah, blah, blah. Hildebrandt's iCloud account also discovered a web address to an anonymous communication network within Hildebrandt's Notes application, which was open to a child pornography website. The website allowed customers to anonymously purchase child pornography with cryptocurrency. Hildebrandt has been a Baltimore police officer since 2006. He's he's got a public defender? That's odd. Public defender represented him on state charges pending since the fall, declined to comment. All right. Another wacko one, huh? Next. This is reported on AB7Chicago.com. And it reads as follows. Bond set for Bellwood police commander accused of child pornography possession. There it is right there. Sorry about the glare, folks. There it is. All right, let's read it. This is reported February 6, 2021. Bond was set Saturday for a Bellwood police commander who has been accused of possessing child pornography, according to DuPage County officials. John Trevarthen, 45, has been charged with 3 counts of possession of child pornography, a Class 2 felony, according to statements from the DuPage County State's Attorney Office. He appeared in bond court Saturday morning, and Judge Anthony Coco set bond at $150,000 with 10% to apply. According to the statement, a Lombard police detective, who is also a member of the Illinois Attorney General Crimes Against Children Task Force, received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in January. The tip was regarding suspected child pornography videos and photographs that were allegedly uploaded on a smartphone file-sharing application with an email address that registered to a home in Lombard. Lombard Police Department followed the tip and executed a traffic stop on the defendant on February 5th. An iPhone was seized during the stop, and an iPad was seized from the defendant's home through a search warrant. Through investigation, it is alleged that Trevarthen used a personal IP address and an IP address owned by the village of Bellwood to view child pornography through the file-sharing application Kirk. Trevarthen is scheduled to appear in court again on March 8th. Members of the public are reminded that this complaint contains only charge, not proof of the defendant's guilt. On to the next one. All right, this one is reported on KWQC.com, and the date on this one is March 12th, 2021, and it reads as follows. Former UTHS resource officer sentenced to probation, jail, in child porn case. Now, if you don't know what a UTHS resource officer is, well, UT stands for the name of the high school, and HS is for high school. Resource officer is just a fancy name for saying he's a cop that works in a school. And there's his picture right there. Isn't he? Look at that. Boy, another well-trained protection officer. Let's find out what he did. Let me get the story. This is from Illinois, Rockland Island County, Illinois. A former resource officer at United Township High School was sentenced Friday to 90 days in jail and 30 months of probation for possessing child pornography. Kirk A. DeGreve, 48 of Moline, must register as a sex offender. Judge Norma Koslarich ordered during a 30-minute sentencing hearing in Rock Island County Circuit Court. DeGreve apologized to the judge, saying, "I'm sure you're disappointed in me as well. The whole world is disappointed in you, but most importantly, you should be disappointed in yourself for being so precarious with your life and your freedom and your career." He also apologized to the East Moline Police Department, high school, his friends and family, and the student and the student and her family. He goes, "I take full responsibility for my actions. You have no choice," he said, and asked the judge for leniency. Now, I got to give it to the guy. I mean, he screwed up, and he's not trying to make excuses. He's not going to say, "Oh, the job was tough on me. The stress of the job." No, he got up there and said, "You know what? I effed up. Give me what I got coming. Just hopefully you'll be gentle with me." DeGreve pleaded guilty in October to unlawful possession of child pornography, a Class 3 felony. In exchange for his plea, prosecutors dismissed 2 counts of criminal sexual assault and 1 count of unlawful possession of child pornography, because he got more than just child pornography pictures that he had. It goes a little bit further than that as I read on. The Illinois State Police was contacted in August 2019 by the then East Moline Police Chief John Reynolds to conduct an independent criminal investigation of a suspected inappropriate relationship between DeGreve and a then 17-year-old UTHS student, according to the state police. I got a feeling that she's now an adult and she probably refused to testify. And I don't know, she's 17, she can drive, she can do a few things. I'm not saying what he did is right, but she's getting to an age where she can kind of make decisions and stuff, and she voluntarily, from what I gather here, was involved with him. Though it's not smart. Stick with over 18, okay? DeGreve was immediately removed from the school and reassigned to patrol duties during the investigation, according to state police. He was later placed on administrative leave. I think he should have just, resigned. Illinois State Police Special Agent Luke Kuel testified Friday the student initially denied having a sexual relationship with DeGreve during an interview in December 2019. The student then said she talking's the problem. If she didn't want it to be revealed, she should have never talked to them. Said DeGreve said she known DeGreve since she was in 7th grade, and he was a school resource officer at her middle school. Kuel testified the girl admitted in January 2020 that there was a sexual relation after police found an image of her and DeGreve on his cell phone. Kuel testified DeGreve was arrested on January 23rd, 2020 in Springfield. Carroll County State's Attorney Aaron Caney asked Koslarich to sentence DeGreve to 3 years in prison and argued that the former officer held a position of trust or supervision over the student and that he had a duty to protect her. All right, so I'm gathering the child pornography charge stems from the picture that he took of her. She's probably naked, and so that's what that stems from. So it doesn't appear that he was downloading child porn and things like that. He had a little romantic relationship with this minor person, and he had some pictures, and he got caught with the picture. So it all stems out of an investigation of a relationship we had with a girl, and she seems to have some feelings for this man and was trying to protect him. And so let's read on here. His attorney, Douglas, argued for probation, pointed to letters of support that he had described DeGreve as a caring, compassionate individual who took care of his family. He was schooling around with a minor. School also ordered DeGreve had taken responsibility for his actions, did not have a prior criminal history. Well, I hope not. He was a cop. And handing down the sentence, also mentioned the letters of support. Not one of those letters in your support even mentioned the victim like she was nothing. She said, "You at least had the stones to at least apologize to her. It's mostly about your family, but to her, you hurt her mentally and psychologically, but not one person that wrote in your favor said anything about her, and you did in passing." So DeGreve must report to the Rock Island County Jail on April 15th to begin serving a jail sentence. He will receive day-to-day credit, but will get credit for any time spent in jail while pending. All right, well, I don't think his sentence was too bad. I think that girl that got involved in him, she needs to share a little responsibility in what she did. She was tempting him, and she went back. It's not like he did something to her, and she got coerced into it or felt threatened by it. It seems on what I've read here that she went back for more, so she's got to take a little responsibility in that also. So I don't know. So he's getting 90 days in jail and 30 months of probation for possessing child pornography. So I don't know. That's a tough call. Let that be a lesson to some of you guys out there. You got a minor. You got, even if you're 18, you're 19, you got a girlfriend 17. Don't take pictures of her. Keep it off your phone. Keep it off your computer, because you'll get in trouble. Simple as that. So, all right, onward we go. This one is reported on News Channel 10, KFDA. So the website is newschannel10.com. This is reported on February 9th, 2021. It was updated again the same day. And it reads as follows. Trevarthen police officer arrested for federal transportation of child pornography. And there it is. Take a good look. All right, let's read and find out what he did. Let's find out what this fine, upstanding, well-trained professional out risking our lives was doing in his spare time. This is Trevarthen, Texas. Texas. A Trevarthen police officer was arrested on charges with federal transportation of child pornography, according to the Trevarthen Police Department. Amarillo, Texas Rangers and Amarillo FBI agents have arrested Trevarthen police officer Aaron Daugherty today on charges with federal transportation child pornography. Daugherty has been employed with the Trevarthen Police Department for less than 3 years. Daugherty was placed on administrative leave with the city of Trevarthen. And that's all we got. There is a news story here. I'll have to see what it says. If there's any value, I'll include it. But, you got a cop that's only been on the job 3 years, and looks like he had some pictures on him that he shouldn't have had, and he got caught going across state line. All right, on to the next one. This story here is reported in the Inquirer. That's the Philadelphia Inquirer, I guess. It says Inquirer.com. And this really is not about an officer getting arrested. This is an officer getting sentenced. And this was reported January 7th, 2021. And it reads as follows. Ex-Philly cop sent to prison for child porn. There it is. Take a good look. Let's find out what this fine, upstanding, well-trained professional was up to. James Strohm, that's S-T-R-O-H-M, a 20-year veteran. Oh, geez, 20 years. 20-year veteran of the Philadelphia Police Department was sentenced this week to more than 14 years in federal prison for viewing and distributing numerous images of child pornography, sometimes while on duty, according to federal officials. Now, this is screwed up. Dude, 20 years on the job. You're like 5 years away from retiring. You're probably making over 6 figures a year. And you let your urges, you let the little head take over. And what do I say about this, guys? People, when the little head's figured into the equation, it's probably going to have a bad outcome. Strohm, 49, who pleaded guilty in July 2019 to 1 count of possession of child pornography and 1 count of distribution of child pornography, was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Gerald A. McHugh to 172 months. How many months? How many years is that? 12 into, let's see, 12 into, oh, that's beyond my pay grade in my brain. 172 months behind bars, and it was also ordered to serve 20 years of supervised release and pay $79,000 in restitution and more than $27,000 in special assessments. Well, there goes all his pension contributions. Boy, this guy really screwed up, and they really came down hard on him. Strohm is, now get this now, he's not the only one involved in this. Strohm is one of at least 3 city cops recently fired after being charged with possessing child pornography. I wonder if they were all like, kitty porn pals. Emil Foley, 28, was arrested in April 2017 and is scheduled to be tried on April 9th on 2 counts, while Novice Strohm, 30, was arrested in October 2019 and has a court hearing scheduled for April 5th. Both ex-officers are free on bail, according to the court records. So you had 3 cops out of here. I don't know if they're in the same district or precinct, whatever you want to put it, or not. If they're, as I said, kitty porn pals or not. First Assistant U.S. Attorney General Arbiter Williams said the charges against Strohm stem from a tip submitted to the National Center. Somebody found out about it and dropped a dime on him. Submitted to the National Center Missing and Exploited Children from a gaming and social networking application about a user account containing thousands of images depicting child pornography. A phone number and IP address connected account were associated with Strohm of Philadelphia, who worked nights in the Accident Investigation Division. Investigators then determined that Strohm was viewing, downloading, and distributing child pornography, including during hours when he was working. Stupidity. I've talked about it before. The level of intelligence of these idiots that they hire. Should add the charge of stupidity. Stupidness should be on the books. The defendant abused his position of power and trust by distributing images involving the sexual exploitation of children, some as young as infants. Oh my God. Aye. James Strohm has not only committed these crimes in his home, but also abhorrently while on duty as a police officer. He will now spend years behind bars where he will be unable to exploit the suffering of children any longer. She added, well, he's going to be in jail. If they don't put him in a cell by himself, he's going to be sexually exploited. It's not going to be a good time for him. He violated his sworn oath and broke the law, particularly disturbing way. Michael J. Driscoll, special agent in charge of the FBI's Philadelphia division, who added that the sentence sends a message that no matter who you are, if you are perpetrating exploitation of children by seeking and trading this horrific content, the FBI will step in, put a stop to it, and see you brought to justice. Man. These guys. What is wrong with these guys? Guys out there, some of you guys out there, you got to get your urges together, your fetishes in line, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay, onward we go. And finally, we have, this comes out of Frederick, Maryland, and that's reported on WDMV25, so it's a localdvm.com is the website. And it reads as follows: Rockville police officer arrested on child pornography charge. And this was dated on, it's on around March 5th here. There it is right there. Take a good look. Let's read and find out what he did. A Rockville City police officer was arrested on a child pornography charge on March 5th while serving as a corporal assigned to the Maryland National Guard. Frederick County Sheriff's Office in Maryland arrested Daniel Joseph Morrow-Zewiks on Friday and charged him with 1 count of child pornography. Morrow-Zewiks worked as an officer for the Rockville City Police, but back in October of 2020, he was stripped from his duty as an officer in an unrelated manner. While serving as corporal with the Maryland National Guard at Six Flags mass vaccination site in Bowie, he was detained by FCSO detectives and Homeland Security Investigation Special Agents during a joint investigation between the FCSO and HSI as part of the Internet Crimes Against Children between September 8th and December 30, 2020. Morrow-Zewiks became suspect of downloading images and videos of nude underage females engaging in explicit acts On February 23rd, 2021, the U.S. District Court of Maryland issued a federal search warrant for the suspect's home and vehicle. Later Friday, detectives obtained evidence from Morrow-Zewiks' residence. Upon investigation of the evidence, law enforcement placed him under arrest. Morrow-Zewiks was transported to the Frederick County Adult Detention Center for booking, but was released after bonding out. And there's the picture of him. Very sad, because here he is, a soldier, and now has screwed up. Okay, let me just see something here. When did he retire? Okay, back in 2020, he was stripped from his duty. So October of 2020 was the last time he was a cop. And this crap took place between September 8th and December 30th of 2020. So he was a cop when he was doing all this. So very sad, very dumb. You know, this is, I look at this guy and I just think to myself, you know, you probably had the best job you'll ever have in your life. You were a cop. You're in the National Guard, so you could have taken a career with that. You had a whole good life ahead of you of options, of things that you could do, and you let the little brain, the little head, take control. Very sad. I really don't have to say much about any of this. You people all know how I feel about it, and I'm sure you feel the same way I feel about it. It's very sad. It's disturbing. I don't know what goes through these people's brains. I've tried searching the internet to see if I could find any kind of medical studies on why men gravitate towards some of this stuff, particularly police officers. And I really wasn't able to come up with anything. But it's very sad that they got these little fetishes and they act on it. I mean, you have weird ideas in your head. That doesn't mean you got to act on it. Just dismiss it. Get it out of your head. Don't act on it, because the price you're going to pay if you get caught, it's not worth it. You know, you're only going around this earth once. And you got to give up 5, 10, 20 years of your life for some moments of self-gratification, looking at disgusting, you know, morally degrading, bad pictures like that. It's not worth it. It really is, because even when you get out of jail, so I don't know, say you go to jail for a year, 2 years, and you got to register as a sex offender, you're done. You're absolutely done. You're going to be lucky if you can get a job. You're going to be lucky if you can find a place to live, because you're going to be a registered sex offender. So wherever you got to go, you got to register, and anybody can get into that database and find out who you are and what's the deal with you. Or somebody can just go in there and find out, is there any sex offenders living in my neighborhood? And you're going to be viewed in a negative way, even though maybe you are done, you're cured, whatever it is that you've learned your lesson and you're going to control yourself. People are not going to view you that way. They're always going to look down at you and with suspicion and negatively, and it's not going to be good for you no matter where you live. It's not worth it, people. So any of you out there, you cops out there, don't do it. And if you have done it, you need to get rid of all your crap that you got. You need to smash up your computer, and you need to go to church or go somewhere and just look up the sky and pray to God or whoever you're praying to for forgiveness, and stop. Just stop it. Otherwise, you might end up on the New Jersey Exposed YouTube channel, and I'll be doing a story about you. All right, folks. For those of you who stuck through all this, thank you. And when we come up with some more stories about it, we'll report on it. If any of you out there know some officers being busted for child pornography recently in your area or wherever, and I have not reported on it, go over to the Facebook page, Gunnison Undercover, and send me a message, or post it in the link here. Post it in the comments section so I can take a look at it. And when we come up with some more of these stories, we'll report on it. There's plenty out there. This is just the ones I did as of the year 2021. You could certainly go back and find plenty for 2020 and years before that, because when I did put the date in there, stories came up all over the place. So this really is a ongoing problem within law enforcement, and don't ask them to admit to it. Don't even ask them to acknowledge it. They're not going to talk about it. They want the propaganda machine wants you to think that they're all wonderful people out there. And as we all know, they are not all wonderful people. There are a few good ones out there, good as they can possibly be. They are government agents, so they're not the, you make your own conclusion on that. But I know there's some out there as people. I know them as people. I know a lot of retired cops. I'm friends with some of them. And the ones I'm friends with, they're good guys. They tell me old stories and the nonsense went on, and that's why they're friends with me, because they don't act like some of these blue zero hero turds are. They're not aggressive. They're not looking to jam anybody up and hurt people. They just got in the car and did their job and did it with some integrity. So, all right. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe. Till next time, people.